So we back, basketball wise. One thing they announced tonight on the TV screen is that Basketball Wives is going to be now on Sunday nights, which is great for me because I used to do a lot on my Sunday nights. I used to do Potomac, still doing Potomac. Pose, Pose is over with now. And I used to do my husband, Your Husband's Cheating on Us. So now I can do Pose and Basketball Wives and just save Monday for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So they leave a little extra slot, a little extra breathing time for me in case I want to pick up another show and watch that. But as of right now, I don't see anything that's coming on or whatever. At one point I did want to review Claws. But it was just too much like going on Sundays with Pose, Your Husband, Everybody's Husband, and Real Housewives of Potomac. It was just like 4 or 5 different shows on Sundays. Like, it was just very hard to do on my third shift life schedule. So going into work at 6 p.m., getting off at 4:30 a.m. And then trying to find sleep and stuff in between that time, and dealing with family, and dealing with stresses from work, and trying to find a few hours at some point to have some kind of little social life. It was just too much going on. So Basketball Wives moving to Sunday, I'll just have Potomac and Basketball Wives to do, and that's great for me. So my Mondays, I'm free. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm here for it, child. Yes. So anyway, Basketball Wives, let's get into it. I believe it started off with Jackie and Reggie. Jackie and Reggie is going around town and shopping for rings for Tamala Roman. And they're at this little farm, and they're just out doing their thing, and he kind of prepares, how he's going to speak to her and all this other kind of stuff. And Jackie's just excited that he asked her to do it, to go ring shopping with for Tamala. And we all like Reggie, and everybody likes Reggie for Tammy. And so yeah, it was adorable. They had another little scene where they were sitting down talking, and he's very nervous about it. And Jackie suggested, they was talking about how what's the setting going to be like when he proposes to her. Jackie suggested a nude ranch. I was like, oh, Jacqueline. Jackie's so me though. In cases, when things get a little weird, a little uncomfortable, I'll make a joke, make everybody laugh, make people forget about it. That's so me. So that was lovely. Let's see, what else happened? Evelyn had a scene with her grandfather. She actually found her grandfather after Hurricane Maria over there in Puerto Rico and everything. And it was a long time. I remember seeing this, that it was a long time that because they was trying to find her mother's father for the longest, and they never couldn't get anywhere. So they actually, officially found him. I think the daddy, Evelyn's grandpa, looked just like her mother. I definitely see the resemblance, for sure. So that she has her grandpa in L.A. They're talking, walking down the street, walking down the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and just doing nice things. And I was just like, this is very sweet of Evelyn. Evelyn also had a scene where she wanted to give back to some of the kids that lost everything in the hurricane. Some girls at the Boys and Girls Club in Puerto Rico. So she actually went to Puerto Rico with her mother, and she handed out basically like goodie bags and clothes and all that for the little girls. And I thought that was very sweet. Evelyn, you better stop, because you're gonna start to make me like you a little bit. You done too much. No. But that was very sweet to see. And isn't Evelyn just pretty? Evelyn is a really, really beautiful woman. You can't take that away from her. And so is Jennifer. Jennifer's gorgeous. Her skin and just her hair, just stunning. And so is Christian. It's some beautiful women on the show for sure. Just damaged. Ooh, girl. Do you get a first aid kit handy? Okay, so anyway. Do you? Okay, I'm not gonna give it to y'all. But anyway. She also had a scene where she went to go meet up in Puerto Rico with her her great uncle and her mom's cousin and all that, and it was just a nice little family moment. Evelyn's grandfather and mother started dancing and stuff. It was just really, really, really sweet. And she said that some of the strongest people in the world, she said Puerto Ricans are just so strong and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, people of color are strong anyway. We just built like that, We got to be. Child, we living in this world of oppression and colonization and all this other kind of stuff. And racism. And we got to be strong, child. If not, this shit'll break you. And it's completely understandable if it do break you. It's rough out here. Depending on where you at, what time you in, and yeah, child. It's a mess. But no people on this earth has suffered like black people have suffered. I will say that. Well, and most Latinos are black anyway. I got black in them, so, everything goes back to Africa. So anyway, that was beautiful scenes that Evelyn had. I actually like seeing Evelyn. Evelyn's actually really sensitive. She puts on this hard girl, badass act, but she's actually, really sensitive and, have a sweet side, so, okay. What else is going on? Jennifer had a scene with Christian. I'm just sitting there looking at both of them. I'm just like, God, y'all are pretty. Y'all are damaged and messy and a trip, but y'all are pretty. Jennifer's just talking to Christian, and she was just like, yo, I really have a lot that's going on right now. Christian was just like, girl, you in the doghouse with your friends and stuff. And Jennifer was just like, child, I just got so much going on in my own personal life. I don't even know what to tell you, sis. And she was just like, the temporary restraining order is temporary against, her man, Tim from Sweetie Pies with the hips. And, now she has to go back to court. And she says that, Evelyn, she was back and forth in this episode, in and out of town, in Puerto Rico and stuff. And, she just really was nervous because she don't really have anybody. Christian actually offered to go to court with Jennifer, which was very nice because they haven't been known each other long, but Christian seems to be Jennifer's only friend right now. So, Jennifer thanked her for that. And, Jennifer also had a scene later on with a therapist, and she talked about how she's just very, internally sad. She misses her mom, which I completely get. And, she just feel like she's just in this world alone. We've never seen any other family members that Jennifer has. We don't know who she's close to be honest, but besides Evelyn, we really don't know that much about Jennifer when you really think about it. And she was just like, I watched my mother get abused growing up, and I kind of took on some of that in my relationships, and I stayed in my marriage longer than I needed to. And a therapist was just like, yeah, you definitely do, but the people that's in your life that's poison, you need to get rid of them. So basically, therapist lady, you asking Jennifer to get rid of her income because the poison or the people that's not quote unquote good for her, so to speak, just speaking we obviously know that she done did some shit, you know, that caused this on her. But as far as a poisoned environment, you know, that's basically asking her to leave Basketball Wives. And what else she gonna do for money? So she's gonna continue to go through mess, because a lot of the drama in Jennifer's life, in terms of what we see and what we know, comes from the show. You know, so and we can say that for all of them. To be honest with you. But I do feel bad. I know what that feels like, being by yourself, feeling like you're team me, like you have to be by yourself all the time, and like I get it. I'm an only child, so I get it. Even though I always had family around, and like even like at my job and with friends and stuff, it's like you find yourself having to be by yourself a lot. And I'm the kind of person, like, as I get older and older, I don't do drama like in my real actual life, and so, or I don't want to do it anyway. And so I just find myself distancing myself from people that I just know ain't shit, and you know, I don't know how else to put it. You know, I wish that I could be a certain way or open up a little bit more and give people a chance, but people just end up showing me who they are. Like, even if you're not even having an interaction with me, I just see how you treat other people. So why would I think that you would treat me differently? I ain't no better than nobody. I'm a person just like everybody else. So I don't know. I constantly battle with going back and forth with that, you know, and then I'm just naturally to myself anyway. Should I jump out and be amongst the crowd and, you know, take all the backlash that could possibly come from it, or should I just continue to sit back and just, you know, chill out? But, you know, sometimes you just get bored, you want to do stuff, you want to go out, you know, but when you have nobody to go out with, it's kind of like, you know, obviously, you know, I can go out by myself, being an adult and all that kind of stuff, but you just get tired of being by yourself, and sometimes you don't want to be around the people that you can be around every single day, because you don't feel like being bothered with them niggas either. So it's just like, I don't know, I constantly battle back and forth. I go on rants, y'all, but it is what it is. Before I get back on topic, this is Shaquan back here, my little monkey. I've had her for years. I forgot how I got her. But that's Shaquan, one of my good Judies. She also has a little baby monkey named Neek. N-I-K. But you know, I don't know where she is right now. I guess she's somewhere taking a bath or something. But that's Shaquan in the bed. Everybody meet Shaquan. Say hey, Shaquan. Shaquan better not say hey. I throw her ass in the trash can. You hear me? So anyway, okay. So moving on. Let's see. Tammy had a scene with Jackie, and they was talking, and Tammy was just like, I just don't want it. Jackie was just like, what? Tammy was just like, I just don't want it. Jackie was like, what? What you don't want? She was like, I just don't want it. Like, what you talking about? What you talking about you don't want? Tammy, she was just like, I just don't want Reggie to propose to me. I just don't want Reggie to, you know, I just don't want any of it. Maybe it's just cold feet. It's very interesting to me that Tammy Badass is nervous right now about this, because she loves that man to the end of the earth. But Tammy's whole thing is that, you know, obviously she's older than him, and she's tried multiple times to have babies, and she's unfortunately miscarried every single time. And him being a young man, him never having a child, he wants a child. So she feels like, in a way, she would be his burden. Because he's gonna always want kids, and she possibly can't give him any kids. But Tammy, you shouldn't blame yourself for that. That's not your fault, beloved. And y'all can always adopt. I know adopting is a whole process, but y'all can always adopt. I mean, you know, Reggie don't seem like he's the kind of person that he's gonna marry you or that he's gonna marry you just to cheat on you, or he's gonna marry you and then a year later decide that's not what he want. He don't seem like that. Now I could be wrong. Hopefully he's not that like that, you know. But hell, I mean, he knew what he was getting when he married you. He knew that you know, it was an older woman, a mature woman, um, that you already got two grown daughters, so you starting all over again. I mean, obviously, I feel like you was just doing this for him anyway. I personally, y'all tell me in the comment section, I don't think Tammy wanted any more kids anyway. But, you know, obviously, he wanted some, so she was willing to, you know, do this for him because she loved him. But, and you know, if you're just not physically able to do it, then don't stress yourself out about it. But marry that man. For somebody else snatch him up, that's a good black man. So she's just nervous and you know, scared. But I do get it. Let's see, what else happened? So, Malaysia had a scene with I believe her sister and cousin or friend or something like that. And there was a cute little baby there. And she told us how, you know, she talked about her fear of her son having his hood on and what the police, you know, think that represents. She talked about how she has a fear of the police and how her brother was unfortunately killed. And basically a police brutality situation. We hear this kind of stuff all the time. Where I believe he had on the hood or anyway, but the police stopped him for whatever reason. He was reaching something in his pocket and they shot him in the head, dead. I could only imagine. And so Malaysia just has a fear of that possibly happening to her son because he's unaware of what the world is like because he's young. He don't really understand what it means to be a black male in this world. And, you know, how people can perceive you. And, you know, the whole, you know, wearing a hood thing. Y'all know the whole Trayvon Martin situation. So she's just trying to, she's nervous because she wants to keep his innocence as an 11-year-old boy. But she also wants to tell him the real and how the world is, unfortunately, when you're black. Straight like that. She had a scene where she was talking to Jackie also about it, and she started crying. And Jackie suggested that she maybe talk to a therapist or talk to some police officers about it. You know, because that's kind of like the only way she's gonna, you know, somewhat get over her fear of officers and in this situation. But I so understand where she's coming from. Oh my God! If you're black out there, I'm sure y'all all understand where Malaysia's coming from. But with that said, it's just not healthy for mind, body, spirit, soul to walk around scared every single day. You still just have to push through life. And, you know, Jackie just suggested that she talk to a therapist. A little later on, she actually talked to her son. She took them to like a fun park or whatever. Like an arcade. And, you know, she had her two kids there. And then she talked to her oldest son, the 11-year-old. She talked about what happened to Uncle Jonte, I believe that's his name, Malaysia's brother. And, you know, she explained to him, she was just like, that's why I trip when you have your hood on and stuff, because anything can happen to you. People can see you as an adult, or they can see you as a threat with a hood on, like you're finna rob something or steal something, and they could go off on you or shoot you, and I don't want that to happen to you, obviously. And so, you know, he seemed like he understood it, and so, you know, hopefully he did. I've definitely had to have a conversation with my cousins before, my little cousins. Their ages are 12, 13, 14. There's 5 of them, 3 girls and 2 boys. So I definitely had to have this conversation with them, and I just pray that they get it and understand it. You know, I know it's the winter time, or you just want to be cool with your hood on and not going to be bothered or whatever the thing is. But when you get in these establishments, take your hood off. Black man, black girl, okay? This is the world you live in, child, when you're black. And I think that's pretty much it, y'all. I think I talked about everything that happened on this episode. Very deep episode, very deep. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalake. Mr. Shalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at ItsKingsWorld on Instagram and Twitter. At ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. All my social media handles will be in the bottom bar below. I love you guys more and more every day, darling. And remember, coming from me and Shaquan, but you know, this is what they used to call us, you know, monkeys and chimpanzees and ghetto and hood and, you know, everything else. And, you know, everything ghetto and hood and all that is cute on other races. But on black people, it's ghetto and hood and monkeys and chimpanzees. Anyway, from me and Shaquan, stay black. I don't want to hide our face. Stay black and stay tuned. Bye.